There's a type of intelligence that never shows up on any test. No school teaches it, no one hands it to you. You earn it the hard way, through experiences that forced your brain to grow faster than it should have. Most people who have it spend their whole life not knowing what to call it. That intelligence has a name. It's called traumatic intelligence. Not a clinical diagnosis, not a label anyone gave you. It's what happens when your brain is forced to develop in ways it normally wouldn't, because your circumstances simply didn't leave room for anything else. And it doesn't come from reading books or going to therapy or working on yourself. It comes from living through things that quietly rewired your brain. Today, we're going to look at 5 signs that you have it. And by the end of this video, a lot of things about yourself are going to start making a lot more sense. Sign 1. You read people without trying. You walk into a room and you already know something's off. Someone's not okay. Someone's hiding something. Nobody told you, you just felt it. And the people around you, they didn't notice anything. This isn't a gift you were born with. Your brain trained itself to do this. At some point in your life, reading people wasn't optional. It was how you stayed prepared. It was how you knew what was coming before it arrived. So your brain got very good at scanning faces, energy, the tone behind someone's words, the silence between sentences. That need to scan made sense back then. Things were uncertain. People were unpredictable. You needed to be one step ahead, and your brain delivered. It still does. Every time you walk into a room, every time someone says everything is fine, and something in you knows it isn't. And it doesn't stop at reading people. You don't just see what they're going through, you feel it. Sign 2. You feel what other people are going through. Someone says they're fine. You know they're not. Not because of what they said, because of how they said it. The pause, the slight drop in their energy, the way their eyes didn't quite match the words. Something in you picks it up. And you don't just notice it in your head, you feel it in your body. Most people call this being sensitive, but it's more than that. Your brain learned early to track how people were feeling, closely, carefully, constantly. Because once, that tracking mattered. You needed to know what someone was feeling before they showed it. That skill became automatic, and then it expanded into every relationship, every conversation, every room you've ever been in. That time in your life is gone, but the sensitivity your brain built during it stayed, and it runs deeper than most people around you will ever understand. And that same wiring, the part of you that's always tracking, always feeling, it didn't just make you more sensitive, it made you harder to break. Sign 3. You stay calm when everything falls apart. Something falls apart. Everyone around you panics. And something shifts in you. Not always calm, not always steady, but focused. You start figuring out the next step while others are still frozen. Or if you do panic, it passes. You find the floor again faster than most people do. People lean on you in hard moments. They call you steady. They call you strong. But what most of them don't realize is why you're this way. Your brain has been in hard situations before, real ones, early ones. It learned how to think clearly under pressure, because pressure wasn't the exception in your life. It was the environment. Your nervous system adapted. It stopped treating crisis as something unusual and started treating it as something to move through, step by step, quietly, efficiently. That's not strength in the way people usually mean it. It's something that was built inside you before you had a say in it. And that brain, it doesn't just handle crisis well, it never really stops working. Sign 4. You can't stop thinking about why people do what they do. You replay conversations. You think about what someone really meant beneath what they actually said. You notice patterns in people that they haven't noticed in themselves. You find yourself asking why. Why did they react that way? What are they not saying? What's really going on with them? Most people move through their days without thinking this deeply about others. You can't. Not because something is wrong with you, because at some point, understanding people wasn't just interesting. It was necessary. When someone's mood could change everything, you learned to read the shifts before they happened. It kept things predictable. It kept things safe. That habit never switched off when things got better. It just kept going, kept growing, kept getting sharper. And all of that, the feeling, the thinking, the watching, it adds up to something real. Sign 5. Things mean more to you than they do to most people. You don't move through life lightly. Kindness genuinely moves you. Injustice genuinely bothers you. Not just in the moment, but in a way that stays. Small things land differently. And underneath all of it, there's something in you, quiet but solid, that needs your life to actually mean something. Not for recognition, just for something real. That's not heaviness. That's what happens when you've been close enough to real difficulty that shallow things stopped making sense. Most people stay comfortable enough to never have to look that closely at what matters. You didn't get that option. And what came out of that is a kind of clarity that most people spend their whole lives searching for. Be honest. How many of these 5 do you actually see in yourself? Drop your number in the comments. Here's what's worth remembering. Traumatic intelligence didn't come free. The awareness you carry, the empathy you feel, the way you read people, all of it was built under pressure you shouldn't have had to face that early. That cost was real. But here's what most people don't realize about you. The same brain that learned to survive difficult people is now the brain that understands people deeply. The same sensitivity that once felt like a liability is what makes people feel genuinely seen when they're around you. And those things don't disappear when life gets easier. They stay, they grow, they get quieter, but they never really go away. And slowly, they stop protecting you from the world and start helping you live in it. That's not a small thing. That's everything.